Happy Wednesday, Houston. I'm your KHOU 11 meteorologist Kim Castro, and this is an extended look, a more detailed look at the weather forecast. Locally this week, I think we're going to have a wet pattern that picks up again on our Thursday. For this afternoon, fewer storms, so most of us should see a little less of the slick commute, although some areas will have some isolated downpours that will impact how slowly you travel home. Now, with the rain chances increasing, those temperatures are going to stay nice and tapered. So average for this time of year is 94 degrees. I think those temperatures for the most part will be in the 80s. We could squeeze in a couple of low 90s here and there. And it's all because of the rain cooled air. So the lesser chance for today, 40%, but then we double that rain chance as we head into Thursday. And notice the rain chances stay high Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which is Labor Day weekend. So all in all, with all this rain accumulating throughout the weekend and even into next week, the start of next week looks wet too. We could wind up with anywhere between 2 to 6, maybe 8 inches of rainfall closer to the coastline. Notice the further north you go, the lesser the accumulation will be, and that's because we're funneling in all this energy from the Gulf. So we're going to have Gulf disturbances that push in the moisture from our coastal counties, and it tries to work its way inland. Notice it starts to fizzle out the closer to Walker County, for example, that you go. So Huntsville, Conroe, I don't think you're going to get that much rain accumulating. However, Harris County, a good chunk of it, pushing into the Gulf Freeway, Chambers County, Liberty, you could see some significant rain. With that in mind, there could be a couple of areas that see some issues, whether that be ponding or even some localized street flooding. You know the neighborhoods, you know the routes that typically give you issues when we have repeated rounds of rain. Just be a little bit on alert for that as you travel this weekend. Flood risk today, there is none. Even tomorrow, it's the lowest threat. It's a marginal risk. And notice, it's going to be for the gateway of that moisture. So mainly our coastal counties. This does stretch into Harris County, so keep that in mind if you live along the southeast side. Friday, that flood risk expands a little bit more, so now includes almost all of Liberty County. It includes almost all of Harris County, Fort Bend, Matagorda, Brazoria, Galveston, Chambers. So Labor Day weekend, because it is going to be a soggy one, those temperatures aren't going to be as hot as they typically would be for Labor Day weekend. So Saturday's high temperature, 91 degrees. Sunday, we're going to be in the 80s, and that's going to carry over into your Monday to 86 degrees is the high temperature for your Labor Day Monday. But again, we try to go to the beach on Labor Day. We try to go to the bay. If you are traveling and there are those heavy downpours, just give yourself extra time to get to where you're going so you're not rushing. Hour by hour forecast for today. Today's the least wet day that we have the 7-day forecast. It looks like this. We'll still have plenty of cloud cover out there, so I don't think those temperatures are going to shoot up too high. But 91, that's going to be your high. We do make it into the 90s today at 4 o'clock. An isolated chance for a shower. I think the highest likelihood is going to be between 3 and 5. So let's take you through future track here. You'll notice the showers are going to favor the I-10 corridor and pushing towards the coastline. So if you work downtown, you could see a soaking downpour by 3, maybe 4. If you commute back home to Katy, or maybe you work in the energy corridor, I think that's when you're going to see some showers too. Sugar Land, Richmond, El Campo, you'll notice you're kind of lit up with that highest likelihood of seeing shower activity. And then by the time most of us are leaving work, unless you leave earlier than 5, I think you should be okay in Harris County because there's not much coming in behind those isolated downpours. Now Thursday will ramp up the rain chance even earlier. Look at that timestamp. 3:30 in the morning, and we're already seeing some big bullseye downpour rain over Harris County. Now this isn't just rain. We've seen a couple of stronger storms throughout the start of the work week. So this comes with gusty wind, this comes with frequent lightning, and if there's thunder, which means those lightning strikes are coming down to the ground, you need to go inside. You need to at least wait it out for 30 minutes or so. We've also seen a couple of isolated storms that were showing a little bit of hail throughout the week. I think most of that melts before reaching the ground, but just something to keep in mind. These aren't just rain showers out there, they're charged. And you'll notice As we head into Thursday, why did I hang up the rain chance? Well, because there's going to be some upper level support. So we've got this feature, this coastal low that's going to want to organize the shower activity better. And that's going to hang around. So that's a snapshot at 10:30 on your Thursday. It hangs around for Friday through Saturday and even into Sunday. So that's why the pattern is going to be trending a little bit more wet. In fact, the bullseye area for above average rainfall is right over the state of Texas. Notice the highest likelihood is going to be for West Texas, but Houston is highlighted for the likelihood of seeing above average rain through September 7th. What will that do to temperatures? Something very nice. The above average temperatures are going to be on the west side. So the Pacific Northwest, for the most part, is going to see the worst of the heat. So Montana, Idaho. Here locally, we're pretty average, maybe a little bit warmer than normal for the coastal counties just because of all that humidity. But for the most part, it'll be a nice stretch for the start of the month of September. But do you know what September also is? That's when hurricane season peaks. So, peak of hurricane season is September 10th, so let's have a check at the tropics. The Atlantic has been quiet for a couple of weeks, but now there are two areas that have been flagged by the National Hurricane Center with a potential development zone. So first, let's start with the 10% here. Notice, oh, it's such a small little smidge. I think they're going to probably remove that soon. This isn't of concern to us, and I'll tell you why. It's moving, well, first of all, it's very far north. Secondly, it's moving towards the north-northeast, so it's moving away from us. That's not going to be something that we monitor locally. This batch of storms right there has a 20% chance of development here in this hatched area. Now, but what happens beyond that is going to be something of interest for us because typically, storm systems that travel through the Lesser Antilles, the Windward Islands, they could push into the Caribbean and then they could advance from there. So that's going to be one that we monitor in the long term. It's not moving very quickly. It's moving 10 to 15 miles an hour towards the northwest. But because it is moving in that westerly direction, we got to just keep an eye on it. So watching the forecast at least once a day. Development is going to be slow though, so we'll have some time to keep an eye on it. Local 7-day forecast looks like this. Average for this time of year, like we talked about, 94 degrees. So those temperatures are well below average. Our only 90-degree day is today, and then from here on out, those temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, even through Labor Day Monday. Those rain chances are high, so keep those umbrellas handy.